In a world where washed-up action stars pretend to be cops, and then they only tell people about their side job as a cop once their career in movies falls apart and they try desperately to stay relevant, there lives one man. A man who uses spray paint as hair dye. A man whose idea of culture is bringing his samurai sword to a Panda Express. And that man is...
Steven Seagal. All units respond. That's right. Steven Seagal.
That's right. We have finally arrived at the moment we have all been waiting for, Steven Seagal's Lawman. And I knew it would be hilarious, but I had no idea just how funny it actually is going to be. And I cannot wait to share it with you all, so let's go try and get arrested, because this is Redeye Reviews. Okay, so this show is a 30-minute show. So I think for future videos, we will probably totally wind up doing 2 episodes per video. But for this first episode, I had to do some fact-checking first because I just couldn't do the show justice, unless we checked it out a little bit. But the first thing we have to see is this show's intro because it is about as hilarious as they can get.
I make a living in the movies, but for the past 20 years, I've also been a cop. My name is Steven Seagal. All units respond. That's right, Steven Seagal.
That's right, Steven Seagal. He says it like we won't believe him. Firstly, nobody in the world looks like you, okay? You're fine there. Also, I don't think anybody has to stretch their imagination to picture you riding along with cops in your free time and pretending to be a police officer because... let's just get this straight. He's not a cop. I don't know if that surprises you. It probably shouldn't. He's not a cop. He is what they call a reserve deputy chief, which is a position in Jefferson Parish down in Louisiana that they use for kind of like volunteer police officers. So it's an honorary title. I had to Google it, so let's just go through what this actually means. This is from their official website. The Reserve Deputy Program has been active in Jefferson Parish for over 35 years. The purpose of the program is to provide a framework of well-trained volunteers, non-paid, let's make sure, nobody's getting paid for this, to augment regular officers. And the duties of Seagal are amazing. Patrol, he can patrol, he can assist with arrest. He can't do it himself. We don't even give him cuffs. He gets to go on some special missions, which I've been an intern before. That is code for coffee and donut runs. He also gets to enforce traffic laws at accidents, which basically means they're going to put him in a high-vis vest, and he gets to direct traffic. And my personal favorite part, festivals, Mardi Gras, marathons, and sporting events. But so just so we have an accurate picture, Steven is a non-paid crossing guard who hangs out with cops. Also, this episode starts with him talking about how he became a cop, quote unquote. Let's take a look.
The late great Harry Lee, who was the sheriff of Jefferson Parish, asked me then to demonstrate martial arts weapons retention to some of the police officers down here, and he was so pleased with what I was doing, he asked me to come on to the force and be one of his cops.
Wow, okay, so he trained some of their deputies in martial arts, and he did such a good goddamn job, they were like, wow, you should be running this place. Not me. You're the chief now, man. I'm a peasant over here in the corner. You're in charge. We also see this amazing picture that is black and white, because it's presumably so old. It shows him being sworn in as a cop some 20 years ago. But a quick check over with the Peace Officer Standards and Training Organization, which, FYI, that's a company that accredits police officers, they do not have a record of him ever being certified. But he's a cop, because he says so. He's totally a cop. But all right, let's actually get into this episode.
We go into the worst neighborhoods and try to make our presence felt and step on the crime as best we can. These are the jecks, these are the projects.
And he calls them the Jecks. Look at Steven fresh off the jet to the Jecks where the G's at. Seagal knows where those G's are at, I bet. He's looking for them right now. He also claims over his long career, he has learned how to interpret body language.
As a lifelong practitioner of the martial arts, I'm trained to remain calm in the face of adversity. When the world is speeding by for others, I see things for what they are. A foot planted forward or back, a flick of the wrist, a cock of the head. They all tell me something.
And to really drive home that point, they treat it like a superpower. It's amazing. His power of observation through this very dark and blurry camera shot. I totally see what you're seeing, Steven. But they get their first call. Some guy played Grand Theft Auto in real life and he stole a car at gunpoint. Seagal says one thing in the cruiser and he already gets on the cops' nerves.
Go to the right.
Steven, let me drop.
let me drive, Steve.
Just telling you where the holes are. Watch this guy. You're good.
That reaction sounds like this is not the first time Seagal has tried to do some backseat driving in this cruiser. But the entire police force chases down this guy, and then in a really old school cop moment, and something like that would never ever fly in modern day media, if I had to count, I'd say 30 cops stand over one dude and they take turns just tasing the shit out of him.
Taser! Taser! Everybody off! Taser!
They don't make TV like this anymore. So Seagal, feeling like he needs to speak up again and contribute to the arrest, assist in those officers, he drops a knowledge bomb.
270 caliber is a very, very fast round and big enemy of the police.
Wonderful facts there, buddy. And then he runs over and he acts like a child who helps his dad change the oil in the car because he makes sure everybody knows how he helped arrest the bad guy.
It's a very, very simple marking of somebody who's fixing to do bad things. I pulled it out of his pocket. It looked like Jason.
Yeah, then I handed Dad some paper towels and told him he was doing a good job. We then cut to Seagal and some cop at a shooting range. We learn that this cop is days away from re-upping his gun certification, which I just learned is a thing that cops have to do. They have to shoot targets each year to prove that they don't suck at aiming, which that is honestly great to hear. It's probably a pretty important thing to check every once in a while, make sure that they can actually hit shit. And then Seagal shows off his impressive ability.
Damn. Both in the same hole, buddy.
From 8 feet away, he tells this other cop, he's like, try to hit my bullet hole. Which, of course, the other cop can't do. And then Seagal lines up. He does kind of actually hit close to that first hole.
I want you to do this. Yeah.
Blade.
Yeah, that's right.
And much like I believe in Santa Claus, I'm going to believe that he actually did this. Interesting enough, though, we don't see how far away he is, but yeah, sure, I'll buy it.
Oh! See how it jerked like that?
Yes, sir.
Don't let it jerk.
Hey, don't let it jerk like that. Yeah, Steve, that's how guns work, dude. And then they both go up to the target.
Chiefs were all right there. I shot all of these.
Yep, all of them. All two of them. Steven, feeling good about himself, goes off on an old guy tangent.
Just like Zen archery or something, just really concentrate on being masterful with your discipline. Become one with the weapon and let it be an extension of their body.
Listen up, pal. This is important shit. Yeah, I'm sure that they teach you this at the academy. Cop 101, Zen archery and extension of your body arm and stuff. If we punch while pulling the trigger, the bullet flies so much harder. And then we see him shoot a Q-tip, and then he shoots a match. And you know what? Hey, again, maybe he did. Maybe he did do that. That's cool. We don't know how far away he was. The camera, makes sure of that.
From the time you started till the time we finished, I felt like he learned something.
Expert, novice.
No, you're not a novice.
I really don't want to hear a cop call his gun skills novice compared to Steven Seagal. That inspires so little faith in me, man. Come on, you can't say shit like that. We cut to them out on patrol. Some people outside of a bar flag them down.
What's that lady saying? Is she flagging us down?
What you need?
Seagal's ready to bust some heads. We learn just some guy in the bar was being a dick. But everyone is excited. This lady comes out. She's still holding her drink in her hand. You know, like, yeah, it's Steven Seagal, but I'm thirsty. And Seagal is trying to take it so seriously. Like, he's a cop now. And all these people are just clearly drunk.
I'm gonna shake your hand. All right, that's a big hand. They said when you see him, say do-do-do-do.
if you see him, say do-do-do-do-do. Oh, I can't tell if she's messing with him, but oh my God, I love this lady.
I need to tell him why.
Back on the road, everyone is minding their own business, but then Seagal's spidey sense is tingling.
Watch this guy's hands.
Okay, if this right here is what Seagal is seeing, I think those yellow tinted glasses need a stronger prescription. But they see some guy, he takes off running. And in the 90s and the early 2000s, if you ran anywhere near a cop, you were guilty and you had to be chased down.
Larry, where you at?
Hey, we don't make the rules, we just follow them. Most of the time.
The subject went to jump a fence, but he couldn't make it. They had a silver and black semi-automatic handgun.
So they catch the guy trying to climb over a fence. They toss him in the cruiser. Then like half the neighborhood shows up, and these cops, you know, they just finished watching 28 Days Later. So they're trying to figure out, what kind of zombies are they? Are they slow moving? Are they fast ones? It's hard to tell right now. Thankfully, Seagal's in the cruiser behind bulletproof glass. He's not panicking at all.
This is getting really hinky right now, Johnny. So look at these guys. Look at them.
It is hinky. Yeah, that so hinky. Man, took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was thinking of this whole time. It's hinky. We see Seagal. He sends a telepathic message to all these guys on the street. He's got some superpower editing over there. They all panic, you know? Everyone takes off because they realize it's Seagal, and he's going to try to hire them for his next movie. And ain't nobody got time for that. But that is the first sign of any real threat in this episode. So, you know, Seagal does what he does, which is call it a night. He goes home. We cut to the next day. We meet up with that one cop again who called himself a novice shooter. We all think a little less about him, and then he starts taking his test. But first, some words of wisdom from our master sensei man. And he's in his third pair of glasses.
The Zen masters in Zen archery, too, they don't pull the arrow. They push the arrow. Oh, just let it fly right where it's supposed to go. And you see how steady I am? You've noticed that.
Also, I really love these dudes right here. They're trying to take him seriously. They're like, oh, okay, master Zen archer, sir.
Just push it in and just guide it.
Yeah, push it. Okay, why don't you go push your ass into that chair over there in the corner so we can get some police work done. But the dude starts shooting. It should be impressive, but he's only like 10 feet away. I don't know.
And we'll check his target.
And all of his fears of being a novice are all but confirmed because the dude is all over the goddamn map. This guy tries to make him feel better. He does some math. I don't know how much math is involved, just counting holes, but apparently there's like multiplication. You had to work out what 17 times 1 is, so I guess it's probably a good thing you wrote it down on paper. I don't know. And we end episode 1 on Seagal complimenting the man in the only way he knows how.
Man, I think that lesson helped you, buddy.
By taking credit for everything he did.
But if this were in the street and that's the way you shot, he's dead.
Congratulations.
Oh, you don't say. There are only like 50 holes in that guy. But with that, episode 1 of Fake Cop Real Problems is over. So let's head on over to Redeye Reacts.
They're blocked in.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, nicely rest, guys. Okay, real quick, let's stop at McDonald's. And now, here's a few of my favorite Seagal moments from this episode.
I'm trying to pass out some of the secrets that have made me a master shooter. I don't want to just help Alex pass this test, but I want him to be a better marksman for life. Don't jerk the gun, just push the bullet out there. Criminals usually prey on weakness. They can smell it. Those of us who've studied the martial arts as long as I have, we can usually see those kind of predators.
And commence fire.
Police officer is not prepared.
All right, next stage of fire is going to be 12, and we'll check his target.
You got the Asian kind of Zen lesson. You're not doing this anymore, you're doing this.
That's a great Zen lesson. Look, you're not shaking the gun all around anymore like you're drunk. You're holding it. You're nice and straight now. Good job.
What kind of gun you had? What kind of gun you had?
That's not my gun. I don't have no gun.
Pick a gun.
It was this moment Seagal learned that sometimes people lie. Seriously, guys, like just like one Big Mac, please. That is everything. Up next, we will jump back to True Justice episode 2, the show that slowly forgets it takes place in Seattle and they start filming in Alabama. So if you liked what you saw, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave some comments if you've seen Lawman. This shit's gonna get real. Well, it is real, but it's fake. I would also like to shout out the patrons. Thank you all so much for all of your support. Every one of you is awesome. If you want to have the power to vote on future movie reviews, you can head to that page and sign up. There is a link down below. My merch store link is down below, and our Discord channel is also down below. I will see you all next time, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy.
All right, that's a big hand.